Hello, everyone, and welcome back to my channel JD Tech Academy. This is Joydeep, and in today's video, we will learn about setting up the DHCP server for your environment, right? So that you can manage your device IPs uh, efficiently. So let's get started. As you can see on my screen, the server manager is already open, right? If it is not, so you can just go click on Windows buttons, the start menu, and go to server manager or search for it and open that, right? You can go to tools and then you can see we don't have the DHCP service enabled, right? So click on manage, click on add roles and features, and here it opens the dialog box to install that feature, right? Install the role of DHCP server. So you can leave it as it is, role based or feature based, as we are going to install a role for the DHCP server, right? As a DHCP server for this current server, right? Click on next. Here it will ask you to select a server from the pool, right? So yeah, as you can see, there is only one server that I have already set up, right? You can just click here, click on next. And here you can see the DHCP role is there, DHCP server. Click on that. And in the next dialog box, it says add features that are required for DHCP server. Do nothing, just click on add features, click on next, and again you have to click on next, then again next. Okay, and we can restart the service if required, right? If a restart is required, this will automatically restart our server. So we will check on this. Actually, that's a best practice to restart your server after every role is enabled. I mean, see, in production environments we are not going to do uh, we are not going to configure the same server as DHCP server or DNS server or DC server. Many organizations do that, like it might be a small startup or something, but generally in all the organizations you can see the DHCP server will be a different server, DNS will be different, like that, right? So in that case, like you can click on this one, and if it is running other services, you should be mindful of that, and don't check mark this. Okay, and if it is required, it will show you so that you can stop all other services, check if something is running related to that, and then you can restart. Okay, so for our experiment, we'll just leave it as a check mark and click on install. So here you can see the installation has already started, and it is going to the it is showing you the installation progress, right? As you can see, the installation already started on my server. We will just wait for some time, and once it is installed, I will open the DHCP page and show you the next thing to do, right? So the installation of the DHCP server role is completed on our server. Let's begin now. Okay, there's something post deployment configuration is going on here. We will click on complete DHCP configuration, click next, and it is asking me to specify the credentials to be used to authorize this DHCP server in ADDS. I'll just select for another domain user that administrator that I have created, right? I will just go ahead. No, I'll just let it be the administrator user. I'll click on commit. It's done. I think DHCP should be up by now. We'll go to tools. We'll click on DHCP. So this will open up the DHCP console as you can see on the screen, right? We have to go to this DHCP and you can see it is authorized now. Okay. Mm, I'll just click on the refresh button once. Okay, uh, let's come here. Yes, I got the refresh button. I just refreshed it. So this is the IPv4 one and this is the IPv6 one. Generally, we are not going to use the IPv6. Okay, we will only use IPv4. So we'll click here and it asks us to add a scope. Okay, just right click and click on new scope. Okay, it says welcome to the new scope wizard. We will go next and we will name it. Okay, maybe we will keep this scope only for uh, testing. Okay, I'll just keep it as testing. Click on next and it will ask for the DHCP range of IP addresses that we want to assign to the machines, right? So since I have kept it as a testing scope, I'll add some testing machines to it, right? So I'll just start with some IP address that is available in our network. Okay, so generally you can check with your network team for these things. Okay, I'll just create a range from 198, 192, 168. Okay, let me check what is the IP address of our server. It is in 192, 168, 149 series, right? So we will keep it in this series itself, 149.1, and the end IP address will be 192, 168, 149. I'll just make it for another 30 addresses. Yeah, dot 30. Okay, the length will be 24. The configuration settings that propagate to DHCP client. Okay, and subnet mask I'll leave it as it is. I'll click on next. This is for the exclusion. Suppose for example, like if you have some exclusions in between this IP address range, say I have from 1 to 30 IP address, right? And 5 to 10, I want to exclude it, right? I don't want to exclude that IP address range in between this range, right? So say I want to exclude 182, 168, 149, and then 5, and the end IP address will be 192, 168, 149 dot 10, and click on add. So this will come under the excluded range. So in my IP address range, this 5 IP addresses will not be available to any device. Okay, so this will be used for some specific device or a specific purpose that we might want to use. So here I don't have anything to do with it, so I'll just remove it. Okay, and I'll remove all the values from here. Okay, we'll click on next and set the duration for scope leases when distributed by the server. So in DHCP, this is like a dynamic IP address, right? So it will keep on changing for your devices. So this is not not like a static IP address where you set some IP address to the machine. You can refer to my previous video if you want to set if you want to check how I assigned a particular IP address to a machine, right? So that is the static IP address. So in DHCP, there is a reserved IP address which we use to assign a particular IP address to a device using their MAC address. I will show you how to do that. But generally what happens when devices are, they want to connect to the network, want to connect to the internet, and there is a DHCP server. So it will assign different IP addresses to the device is available from the scope, right? So this is the lease duration. It means like after which point of time, like how many days or maybe how many hours or minutes, it will the scope will change the lease. Okay, so after this particular time of hour, it might change the IP address assigned to a particular device. Okay, for which we have not reserved any IP addresses. So there is this concept of uh, reservation in in DHCP, where we can assign or reserve a particular IP address for a particular device. Okay. and it is set to 8 days here. We will leave it like this. Let it change within 8 days, or maybe you can keep it as a 24 hours. Okay, that's up to you. I'll just show it. So it says, do you want to configure the DHCP options now? I'll set yes, yes, I want to configure these options now. I'll click on next. Or okay, let me do that later for you. Okay, I'll show you what options are available. As of now, I'll select no, I'll configure this later and click on finish. As you can see, the scope testing is now enabled here. Okay, we'll just go ahead and refresh it. As you can see, the scope is created, but it is not activated as of now. You can see the small symbol, the down arrow, red one. It is not activated, and hence my IPv4, this one, the server, it shows like exclamation mark. Okay, so we will go ahead, right click on it, and click on activate it. Okay. So once it is done, you can see the IPv4 also turns into green. So that means this scope is now activated. You can add machines to it, right? So whatever machines are there, they can be added to this thing. Okay. Now let's see the address pool. So and this is what we have created, right? And the address leases. Okay. No one. Hmm. And the reservation here, right? So we can right click and click on new reservation, and we can give a name for the reservation, like okay, this is some deployment server, or the testing server, right? Testing server. And we will give one IP address from the range that we had set from 1 to 30, right? So let's say I want to give it 15, and we need the MAC address of this, right? And I will the supported types for boot files and DHCP usage, right? So we can give it. So for the MAC address, I'll just go back to my Windows 11 machine and get the MAC address from there, right? I'll show you a simple command from which you can get the MAC address. Okay, you go to the CMD in your endpoint device, okay, and type get MAC. You can make a note of it if you want, and use this MAC address, the physical address which is shown here, right? So this is the MAC address for my Windows 11 machine. Now, what I need to do is I'll just copy it and go to my server and paste the MAC address. So I'm not able to paste it here. I'm not sure what's the issue. I'll just go ahead and type that one. 000. Okay, there's three zeros. C, then 29 to C, 29 to C, and then 5576. Right. 5576. I can also mention as test machine. Just change the reservation name also, testing machine, and I'll click on add. Right, so I'll close this. So it has added this reservation. Can configure options also. So when you will be configuring a deployment server like a Windows deployment services, so you will need this thing that time, right? Boot server host name, if you enter this, and the boot server file name. So this is a different uh, thing at all. I'll tell you how to, like, why we will set this later at a later point when I will help you in configuring the Windows deployment server, right? So the Windows deployment server role is a role that helps you set up a kind of server from where we can uh, upload the Windows operating systems and distribute that in from the network. Okay, you don't need any ISO image or something to install operating systems in your endpoint devices like laptops or desktops. using a USB drive or ISS or something, right? So we can use it from the network. So that is called Windows deployment server. I will help you in a different video. Okay, that is a different part. But this these are two options so that we will be setting for our Windows deployment server. So I just wanted you to see these things. Okay, if you want, you can go ahead and research about these two things, what they do. But anyways, I'll help you on these two things at a later point of time. Okay, so here you can see the reservation is for this machine, and let's see if my machine gets that IP address. Currently, I have not restarted this, so I don't think that will change, right? So 149.131. Let me restart and check it once. Updates are on the way. Okay, we'll just wait for some time. Okay, so my Windows 11 device has started, right? So let's go to command prompt and see if the IP address that we has reserved for it is assigned to it or not. Okay, IP config. Yes, as we can see, it is assigned right now. The IPv4 address is 192.168.149.15. So this is how we reserve an IP address for any device in our network, right? And other machines, it can, once connected to the network, it can receive uh, the IPs from the DHCP server, right? I'll show you ncpa.cpl. So if you go to the network settings in any of your device, you can just go ahead and right click on properties. Okay, so since it is connected to my domain, it is asking for the admin password, right? So I'll just go ahead and give the current admin password since it also has the administrator rights. Okay, that didn't work. Let me check. Okay, administrator. And it opens up the Ethernet properties right here. So once you go to this IPv4 and you can see if it is set to obtain an IP address automatically, it will receive all the IP addresses automatically, right? If any device is there in your network, it will receive by default whatever is there in the scope, right? It will receive the IP addresses from that. If it is set to use IP following IP address, this is static one that we set, but generally in a DHCP environment, we don't use static, but we reserve the IP address for that particular MAC address of the device. Okay. And same goes here for the obtain DNS server address automatically. Okay. So here I had set this one manually, and you can set the obtain DNS server address automatically if your DNS server is configured in your network, right? So DNS server configuration, that is a different part. I will tell you in another video where we will learn the DNS server role. Okay, I hope you like the video. If you have liked it, just go ahead and subscribe to my channel, like it, and post your queries and everything on the comments box. I'll try to clarify as much as I can. Okay, till then, take care and bye.